Hi, this is John Crisco from IMTSTV, and we're here today at the MFG meeting 2012 in Orlando. And today we have the pleasure of talking with Harry Moser, former president of Aji Sharmi. Harry is also on the board of NIMS and the president of the Swiss Machine Tool Society. And today we want to talk about the Reshoring Initiative, which Harry is president. And I think we talked to you at the MFG meeting last year in Phoenix. And could you go over some of the things that have been happening with your initiative in the last year?
Actually, it's been great, much more than I, and certainly than most people thought would happen. Probably the most exciting was on January 11th, meeting with President Obama at the Insourcing Forum. Insourcing is his word for reshoring. And so we had Obama, Biden, two or three cabinet level officials, bunch of top business people, and discussed how to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. It was very exciting, and I believe that the administration is actually interested. Why? Because to the extent that we succeed, that's jobs, and if we bring jobs back, then he gets to keep his job. So I think we've got their attention.
If we brought back 60% or 70% of the work that's offshore, do we have the manpower in the United States as far as, we know there's a shortage of skilled machinists and skilled people in the manufacturing trades. Is there in your mind a level that we could assume back into the country and still be comfortable to achieve that?
So first, my objective for this, over some period of time, 10 years or so, is to balance the U.S. trade deficit, which is about $600 billion a year, and that translates to about 3 million manufacturing jobs. Now, they're not all tool and die maker precision machinists. Some are loader, unloader, floor sweeper. So we don't need 3 million high-skilled people, but we probably need 500,000, and that's a lot compared to what's available today. So if all of it came back today, we'd struggle. What would have to happen? People would have to buy more automation and more machine tools, and that'd be great. That's what IMTS is for. Second, we'd have to train more people. We have to train a higher quantity and quality of people. And I think there's a nice synergy here in that for reshoring to happen, we need a higher quantity and quality of skilled workers. And to get those people in to the industry, those individuals have to believe that manufacturing is coming back and that there will be jobs for them after they get the training. So to the extent that manufacturing companies commit to make an effort to reshore, and actually that there's continuing visibility in the media about companies coming back, we're more likely to get the quantity and quality of people.
Terrific. One of the things I had the opportunity to listen to you at the open house in Fredericksburg, Virginia, for the grinding folks at United Grinding, excuse me. One of the things you mentioned and I found interesting was your calculator for determining true cost of whether you manufacture in another country. It's just more than the labor rate. Can you go through a little bit of that calculator or some of the differences that I think you call it equating out the true cost of manufacturing in the U.S. compared to, let's say, China or India or one of the other countries?
Okay, I'll handle that. First, it relates not just to your own factory overseas, but to outsourcing overseas, or outsourcing to contract manufacturers. So it's both the make and the buy decision. Second, we have the total cost of ownership estimator, which is available at the website, www.reshorenow.org, for people to go to, used for free. We encourage people to go. We've had hundreds of people so far do it. And when they do that, they have to answer a series of questions, up to 30 if they answer all of them. And it helps them put values on not just the price, but the duty and the freight and the carrying cost of the inventory and the travel cost to go check on the supplier, the intellectual property risk, and just, as I say, about 30 factors. As an example of the impact, I went through last week and looked at the last 7 cases where companies compared U.S. to China. And in those 7 cases, the U.S. price on the average was about 140% higher than China. Works all going to China, easy decision. When they looked at total cost of ownership, the U.S. was only 23% higher. Not so clear anymore. And in 3 of the 7 cases, the U.S. total cost of ownership was lower than the Chinese, and by an average of about 20 or 30%. And so 3 out of the 7 cases, the company should be bringing the work back. So it shows the significant difference between price and total cost of ownership as calculated by the users using the tool that's on our website.
Yeah. One of the things that I've heard is that the cost of shipping, and actually more so the amount of space left in the ships that are available and coming over, is really a difficult thing for a company to do. Actually, bring the product over, so you can manufacture it somewhere for less, but then to get ship and the ability to ship it in and the cost involved really shrinks that difference.
I'd say there's a couple of factors there. First, the price of oil is going up, so the basic cost of shipping it here has gone up. And because the price of oil has gone up, the ship lines are choosing to slow steam, to take, say, 6 weeks to get here instead of 4, because that means they use less fuel getting here. So you've got price overall going up, and your delivery is extended by a couple of weeks. And as you're pointing out, maybe you can't even find a freighter to get on, because since the freighters are taking 50% longer to get here, they can only do maybe half as many or 2/3 as many shipments per year.
Right. Do you have, I know you are available to go throughout the country and speak at various engagements. Do you also have within your website, and I'd like you to repeat that again so that everybody could get it, but do you have other training aids or presentations that are available that people can use, and handouts that they can order to get the message out to everyone?
There's the library. There's about 200 articles in the library that have been put in by the librarian, who's the receptionist at Gardner Publications, and so a company could go in there and see what industries, what states have done the most reshoring, what companies have, and then go after them to sell them machine tools or to offer contract manufacturing for them. So that's one tool. We give them access to archived webinars, articles, etc., that a company can use to make better reshoring decisions, or they can use to convince their customers to make better reshoring decisions. And finally, as you said, and they do all that at www.reshorenow.org, and they can you'll find a way there to email me, and if you need me to come out and convince your industry, convince your customer, etc., I can come out and do it. I can do it by Skype. I can help you by telephone and email. That's our purpose, is to help you get that job done and bring more work back to the U.S.
Terrific. Well, we want to thank you for taking the time out of the meeting here to talk to us. Sure, go right ahead.
One thing that AMT, our host at IMTS, has agreed to do is to ask the exhibitors to identify work that has been reshored and to have that work posted or on their monitors at their booths. So my dream is to have hundreds of our exhibitors, the machine tool makers, the software suppliers, et cetera, the tooling makers, to have identified work that has come back in a standard format, have that available at their booth. And so when all the customer companies come around, they'll see how much work is coming back. And when the media comes in, they'll be drawn to IMTS to report on what's happening. So it's a great opportunity for publicity for the technology suppliers.
Terrific. Well, we want to thank Harry again for being part of the MFG meeting. And if I'm thinking, we were also possibly going to have you speak at some of the forums that we have at IMTS 2012 in September.
So far what's been scheduled in the morning at, say, 9:30 before the main halls open up. I'll be doing a public speech for those who are waiting to get in, and get them all informed on this. And then since we're honored to have about 28 sponsors of our nonprofit organization, Many of those sponsors will be exhibiting at IMTS, and I expect to be at their booths on different days at different hours to help them educate the marketplace and help them sell more machines.
Terrific. And for all of you online that have not registered yet for IMTS, registration is open and housing is open, so don't forget to take the opportunity to sign up to attend the event and see everything that's new and the leading edge technology we have in our industry. Thanks, and this is John Crisco from Orlando.
Need to connect with your customers using social media? Be there with IMTS.com. Everyone has been chatting about connecting with their fans or customers on Twitter and Facebook and other sites to discuss or bemoan what's happening. So what does this have to do with manufacturing? Everything. That's because social media isn't an isolated tactic. It is just one of the tools you can use to connect and engage your customers. Ask them how their business is faring. Ask them what they think about the current political atmosphere in Washington. Or ask them how you can help them succeed. Another social media option, and one that can increase traffic to your website by 55%, is to write a blog. Ask your employees. Some may already be writing blogs on their own. Engage them in promoting your company, your products, or your services. Have them write about how they help a customer, or better yet, ask that customer how your employee helped them. Everyone is talking. Are you part of the conversation? People don't buy from companies or a website, they buy from people, and they are more likely to buy from people they know or feel connected to. So connect with the IMTS show on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or read our blog by visiting imts.com/blog. IMTS.com. Be there, online with your customers.